had a question from your debate the other day. A lot of the focus was on your line about we don't have a jobs problem and so forth, but there was another line in there that caught my attention. You were asked if you thought someone could live on the minimum wage in the state, and you said we should be trying to come up with jobs that pay more than that. And then you said the way you do that is not by setting an arbitrary amount by the state. That sounds like you're not a particular fan of the minimum wage. What is your position on the minimum wage? Should we have it?
Well, I'm not going to repeal it, but I don't think I don't think it serves a purpose, because we're debating then about what the lowest levels are at. I want people to make, like I said the other night, 2 or 3 times that. The jobs I focus on, the programs we put in place, the training we're putting in place is not for people to get minimum wage jobs. It's the training, whether it's in apprenticeships, whether it's our tech colleges, whether it's our UW system, it's to try and provide the training, the skills, the talents, the expertise that people need to create careers that pay many, many times over. And the examples I gave, last Friday when I was coming up, one of my stops was in Stevens Point. Skyward is a company we helped, $34 million investment, 184,000 square foot facility, hundreds of employees they have right there right now that have good paying jobs. Over the next several years, they're going to add 510 more positions, and the average pay for those positions is $20 an hour. I mentioned another place the other day, Forte Research in Middleton, 55 new jobs we helped out with. Average pay, starting pay is $33 an hour, actually a little bit more than that. Just up at Bemis Healthcare Packaging the other day, where we announced plans to help them double the size of their employment. Those jobs are about $18 per hour. Those are the kinds of focus. It's twofold. It's getting people the education and training they need to succeed, to create the skill sets they need to take on jobs and careers that pay multiple times bigger than what anybody's proposing for the minimum wage, and parallel to that, helping employers go out and create the kind of jobs that are going to do just that.
So you said you don't believe the minimum wage serves any purpose.
Well, no, I said it's for that standpoint. I said I'm not going to repeal it. It's there. I mean, I think that that takes you down a different path than Mario. I think the best thing we should be doing is driving that up. I mean, there's a real difference. For example, I mentioned this the other night too, between me years ago when I was in high school flipping burgers at McDonald's. I wasn't expecting to make $15 an hour, because that's a job I had in high school that I worked part-time at to save up for going for college. To me, that's different than somebody who's expecting a job that's going to have them pay for their family and themselves. Those are the sorts of things where we're much better off if we help people get into jobs and careers that are paying much higher than that.
But until those jobs come back, you have a lot of adults working in those flipping burger jobs as you described.
But the challenge is not just the jobs. This is my point the other day. The challenge is both, yes, in some of the cases, jobs, but today, if you go to right now to jobcenterwisconsin.com, even in the state, even in not only the state, but even here in the Milwaukee area, there's almost 80,000 job openings posted on that. And there's a wide spectrum of different types of jobs, but the challenge is that we haven't done enough, and it's why we've invested over $100 million this past year, $28 million alone just this summer in our technical colleges, to say one of the biggest challenges is getting people the skills. It's not just that the jobs are there or not, it's that for the jobs that would pay that kind of money, we need people who have the skills to fill those, whether it's in manufacturing, information technology, healthcare, transportation. I mean, there's just all sorts of jobs out there, but we don't always have, particularly in areas of high unemployment, we don't have people with the skill sets to fill those. And so we've got to be much more aggressive and targeted in saying we've got to match the employers who are looking for people to fill these high-paying or higher-paying family-supporting jobs, and people who are not only looking for a job, in many cases looking for a better job, because some people may be in those entry-level positions you just talked about. We need to find a way to get them to be able to move up and move on and to get the skill sets, whether it's as a certified nursing assistant or an IT technician or somebody who's working as a CNC operator. Those are all things that our investments, for example, at MATC and others, those are all the types of positions we just added statewide almost 5,000 more spots into.